Alright, you guys, how's it going? So, sorry there hasn't been a lot of content coming out this last week or so. I've been absolutely swamped with getting the Air Force ball rolling. So, as you can see, I've got everything covered up here since all my sensitive information's on there. But as you can see, I've got my SF86 background check paperwork there, which is about 90% done. Just getting some of the last stuff for the last 10 years of residency in Idaho. So since they want every single little piece of information on you, but the good news is I finally got down to the weight that I need to get down to, and so I'm trying to get this thing rocking and rolling as fast as I can, so I can, get a nice, secure a nice good job in the Air Force, and also just get out of Southern California. So just to kind of walk you guys through everything that I've done since the last video that I posted, just announcing that I was going to be doing a playlist. So I'm sure someone's going to ask it, but how did I get down from? So when I originally started, way back, I think probably about a year ago, maybe not even a year ago, probably about a year and a half, when I got the idea that I wanted to go in the Air Force and follow my dad and grandfather and great grandfather's footsteps in the military and all that stuff. I weighed 245 pounds, and so I was getting up there in weight pretty bad. So I was looking around here and there, whatnot. So first thing I started doing was just simply cutting back my calories, trying to figure out what my maintenance was, and then dropping that by about 500 or 600. And it was coming off very slowly, and I was like, man, I'm just not seeing the results I want to see here. And so I switched to intermittent fasting. When for those of you who don't know anything about that, it's basically a short little window, and it doesn't really matter how short that window is or how long that window is, but basically as long as you're fasting for at least 16 hours of a 24-hour period. So for instance, I usually do about a 3 to 4 hour eating window. That way I fast for 20 or 21 hours a day. And I try to drink at least 1 or 2 gallons of water a day. Just flush, 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 And so I was doing that, and the weight started coming off 1 to 1.5 pounds a day. And I mean, I will admit that for about that first week, I'm sure a lot of that was just cleaning out my colon, all that other stuff, and just getting all that extra crap out of there. But then I also started implementing cardio and weightlifting, all that stuff. And then it started dropping even further, and then I was just on that bandwagon ever since. So, I think someone's home. So, yeah, ever since then, it's just I've been on that bandwagon just trying to get that weight off, which finally I'm down to 197, which is where I need to be. My recruiter wants me down 10 pounds under, because if I go to MEPS, and the max weight that I can have according to the Air Force or any branch of the military is from my height, which is without any shoes or anything else on. It's 5'11", I think. So I need to be at 197. That's the max. So if I go to MEPS and I weigh 197.1, that's it. I'm done. And they're gonna send me back and whatnot. So that's why he wants me 10 pounds under, just to be on the safe side. And so then we did a mountain of paperwork at the recruiter's office. Took about an hour and a half. Signed my life away. Not going into the service or anything yet, but felt like I was buying my truck all over again. So clearances to run my credit score, all that kind of stuff, medical history, anything else like that. So and then he gave me my SF86 there a couple days ago. That all happened on Monday. Yeah, so today's Wednesday, and yeah, so I've just been filling that out. I'm probably gonna get that back to him on Thursday or Friday this week probably, so that can get sent in. And then now it's just a push for those last few pounds that I need to do. And once I get down to, and I'm also scheduled to take my final ASVAB next week on Wednesday as well. So been hitting the books like freaking crazy trying to get because my recruiter says you need a minimum score of 31 to get in, but I don't really know anybody in the Air Force who got a 31. And my dad can attest to that. He said, no, just try and get as high as you can, because he was saying, mid to high 90s for all of his stuff. So, yeah, and I definitely want to stand out in terms of my ASVAB. My record is pretty much clean. Like, I've only got 2 traffic violations on my entire record, so I think, and plus the amount of education that I've procured over the last 3.5 years just in mechanical alone, I think that's going to be pretty useful. But we'll see. So yeah, that's the entire process I've gone through so far. And I'm gonna try and make these videos just after everything happens so that it's really fresh in my mind, so I can spread it on to you guys, for anybody who does want to go in, and we'll take it from the next step. So that's the latest info on the Air Force.